Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Andy Cohen says he hopes Garcelle Beauvais returns to REJOINS, reacts to PK's new girlfriend. When it comes to behind-the-scenes Bravo gossip, no one delivers quite like Andy Cohen. As the executive producer and face of the Real Housewives franchise, he's the gatekeeper of all things glam, dramatic, and sometimes downright chaotic. Whether it's a cast shakeup, a surprise return, or a spicy reunion moment, Andy always knows more than he lets on. Until, of course, he gets in the right interview chair. Andy Cohen. This week, that chair happened to be across from none other than Howard Stern. During a candid and often hilarious conversation on The Howard Stern Show, Andy Cohen opened up about the state of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, gave updates on fan-favorite cast members, and even made a surprising TV recommendation for Howard himself. The conversation kicked off with Howard commenting on PK's new relationship, calling his situation a man's world. Andy responded with his usual dry wit. "I hope Dorit shows up with some hot guy somewhere soon." The hosts shared a laugh, but the sentiment hinted at the ongoing roller coaster of relationships within the REJOINS universe. When Howard asked if Kyle Richards had gone lesbian, Andy handled the topic with empathy, highlighting how significant it was for Kyle to open up to her daughters about having thoughts and feelings. Howard pushed Andy on whether we'll ever see Lisa Rinna or Brandi Glanville return to the franchise. Andy was candid. Rinna's exit played itself out, and sometimes things just come to an end with certain housewives. While not completely ruling anything out, he seemed to suggest that the door isn't exactly swinging open for either of them. Addressing rumors about Garcelle Beauvais stepping back, Andy shared that she wants to prioritize time with her son during his senior year. He added, "It's the last chance before you're an empty nester, so I hope she comes back at some point. I love her." Fans likely share that hope, as Garcelle has been a grounding presence on the show. Howard praised Andy's handling of the explosive three-part REJOINS reunion, calling him masterful. In return, Andy pitched Howard a new Bravo binge, Summer House. "It's the perfect show for a straight man like you," Andy joked, encouraging Stern to go back 3 seasons and dive in. In the ever-glittering galaxy of Bravo's Real Housewives, few stars shine quite as brightly or speak quite as boldly as Garcelle Beauvais. A fan favorite since she first stepped into the sprawling, high-heeled world of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, REJOINS, Garcelle has carved out a unique space for herself, honest, elegant, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. Now, as the Bravo universe shifts and whispers swirl about casting changes, one voice rings out loud and clear. Andy Cohen himself hopes she comes back. "Listen, I just love Garcelle," Cohen said in a recent interview, the ever-diplomatic Bravo head honcho momentarily dropping the exec veneer in favor of something a bit more heartfelt. "She brings perspective, grace, and yes, let's be real, some drama when it's called for. I'd love to see her back." The statement comes at a pivotal moment for the REJOINS franchise. After a season that was equal parts glamorous and gut-wrenching, with shifting alliances, emotional reckonings, and a social media storm or two, fans are wondering who will return for the next chapter in the 90,210 soap opera. Beauvais, who joined the cast in Season 10, has been a grounding presence among the chaos. A confidant to some, a challenger to others, and always a truth-teller. The Garcelle effect. From the moment she entered the REJOINS scene, Garcelle brought something refreshing. As the first Black cast member in the show's history, her presence alone marked a shift in the landscape. But it was her approach, direct but thoughtful, compassionate but not naive, that truly resonated. Viewers applauded her ability to speak her mind while maintaining dignity, her warmth with her sons, and her savvy navigation of the Hollywood person who says what you're thinking but are too afraid to say, one fan wrote on Twitter during Season 12. She's not afraid to check someone, but still looks fabulous doing it. Whether she was calling out microaggressions, engaging in difficult conversations with castmates like Erica Jane and Kyle Richards, or simply ordering a cocktail with casual class, Garcelle became an essential thread in RHOBH's increasingly complex tapestry. Andy Cohen, the gatekeeper and the fan. For all of his power behind the Bravo curtain, Andy Cohen is, at heart, a superfan. He revels in the messy drama, yes, but he also has an eye for authenticity, and Garcelle embodies it. While Cohen rarely reveals casting decisions ahead of time, his public hope for her return says more than the average producer platitude. It's clear. Andy believes Garcelle is essential to the ongoing narrative of RHOB8. What's more, Cohen has repeatedly acknowledged the need for diversity and new perspectives across the franchise. We don't want to see the same story told the same way by the same kinds of people, he said during a BravoCon panel. Garcelle brought a lot of freshness to Beverly Hills. She changed the conversations. Will she or won't she? Of course, whether Garcelle returns isn't solely Andy's decision, or even Bravo's. Garcelle herself has been candid about the emotional toll that being on the show can take. There are times when I've loved it, and times when I've asked myself, why am I doing this? She told The Hollywood Reporter in 2024. It's a pressure cooker, and it doesn't let up just because the cameras stop rolling. The actress, author, and talk show host juggles multiple careers, not to mention motherhood, and has long maintained she won't stay on RHOBH if it stops being meaningful. Still, she's never slammed the door shut. I've had great moments too. And the fans? The fans have been incredible. That's what keeps me coming back, or at least considering it. In recent weeks, Garcelle has remained coy about her return, dropping vague hints in interviews and fueling speculation with Instagram posts that showcase both glammed-up photo shoots and quiet moments of reflection. Fans are weighing in unsurprisingly. Bravo viewers have plenty of opinions about Garcelle's possible return. Reddit threads and Twitter hashtags are brimming with pleas. Hashtag Garcelle stay, hashtag Team Beauvais, and hashtag Andy Mackey Thappen are just a few of the trending sentiments. She's the moral compass of the show, said one Reddit user. RHOBA needs her more than she needs RHOBH. Others point out that without Garcelle, the show risks slipping into what some critics have called surface-level opulence. Beautiful but empty, Beauvais, they argue, brings a sense of balance, blitz with grounding, confrontation with class. What's next for RHOB8? As production ramps up for the next season, Bravo has remained tight-lipped about the final cast. Rumors swirl daily. Will Dorit return? Is Denise Richards back for more? Will Kyle's family drama take center stage again? Amid the uncertainty, Andy Cohen's hope feels like a beacon. Maybe not a guarantee, but a signal of intention. If Garcelle does return, viewers can expect another season of bold statements, heart-to-heart moments, and perhaps a reckoning or two. If she doesn't, RHOBA will lose more than just a cast member. It will lose one of its most humanizing elements. A return worth watching. In the end, Andy Cohen's comments aren't just about casting. They're about the soul of a show that's constantly evolving. With Garcelle, RHOBH has grown up a little. It's become more self-aware, more inclusive, and yes, even a bit more real. That evolution is worth continuing. So while Garcelle Beauvais hasn't yet announced her next move, Andy and the viewers are crossing their fingers, diamonds polished and cameras ready. Because in Beverly Hills, nothing says power like being wanted, not just for drama, but for depth. And if there's one thing Garcelle has proven, it's that she can deliver both.